Have you ever had one of those moments where you think you're about to get some peace, but life just laughs and throws a wrench in it? That's what I thought. I was signing up for a quiet weekend at my cabin. Just me, the woods, and the kind of silence that makes you hear your heartbeat. But instead, I got a front row seat to a circus I didn't buy a ticket for, starring a woman named Linda and her band of clueless guests who thought my home was their Airbnb jackpot. My name's Ethan Caldwell. I'm a cybersecurity guy used to run penetration tests for big firms, poking holes in their digital armor for a living. Now I write code for a blockchain startup, which is just a fancy way of saying I spend my days wrestling with encryption and my nights dreaming of a world where nobody asks me to reset their password. The cabin's my escape, a little slice of nowhere in the Blue Ridge Mountains of North Carolina, bought dirt cheap at a county auction. It's 15 acres of pine and privacy, with a cedar-roofed house that's more fortress than cozy retreat steel gates, solar-powered cameras, motion sensors that'd make a fox rethink its choices. I don't live there full-time, just sneak away when the city's noise starts chewing at my sanity. That Friday, I rolled up with a cooler of groceries, flipped my phone to airplane mode, and sank into a porch chair with a cold stout, ready to let the world fade out. It was quiet, too quiet, maybe. No deer on the trail cams. No owls hooting, just the hum of my thoughts. I was halfway through checking a weather app when the feed from camera 3 blinked red. Headlights. 2 cars were creeping up the gravel drive like they were lost, a sleek BMW SUV leading, a dusty Ford pickup trailing behind. I leaned forward, toggling the feeds. Out-of-state plates, Virginia, maybe D.C. They stopped at the gate, and a woman's voice, sharp and polished like she was born to boss people around, crackled through the intercom. "Hello? We're here for the weekend rental. Can you buzz us in?" I froze, beer halfway to my lips. Rental? My place. I don't rent to anyone, ever have, never will. I hit the mic, keeping my voice flat. "You've got the wrong address. This is private property. Turn around." There was a pause, the kind that tells you someone's not used to hearing no. She came back, undeterred, her tone dripping with that customer is always right vibe. "This is 142, Pine Hollow Lane, right? We booked through Serenity Escapes. I've got the confirmation right here." I checked the security log, nothing. No alerts, no deliveries, no reason for anyone to be here. "No rentals here," I said, slower this time. "Leave. Now." She didn't. Instead, I watched her lean out the BMW's window, squinting at her phone, then at the gate like it was personally offending her. "Look, we paid good money for this. Are you the caretaker or something? We'll handle check-in ourselves." I muted the mic, took a long sip of stout, and stared at the screen. They weren't backing off. The pickup's door swung open, and a guy in a polo shirt hopped out, hauling a cooler. Another figure, Linda, I'd later learn, strode to the gate, tugged at the lock, and then, with the confidence of someone who thinks rules are suggestions, led her crew around the side, down a service trail I'd stupidly left secured with just a chain and a no trespassing sign. I switched to the thermal cam. 6 of them, moving single file through the pines like they were on a team-building retreat. Linda was in front, tall, mid-50s, hair pulled back so tight it looked like it was holding her together. They clipped the chain, clipped it, and marched toward the back deck. I stood, heart kicking up a gear, and slipped into the hallway, locking the basement door behind me. This wasn't a mix-up. This was a break-in, and I was watching it live. The sliding door on the deck was unlocked. Me fault. I never thought anyone be dumb enough to hike through the woods to get there. Linda slid it open, waved her posse in, and called out, "See? Told you it's fine. No check-in needed." They poured in, dragging duffels, a yoga mat, and a Bluetooth speaker that, thank God, stayed silent. I flipped to the interior feeds. Linda made a beeline for the fridge, spotted my steaks and ribeyes, and smirked. "Well, look at this. They stock it for us. 5 stars already." Her friends chuckled. One guy, all Jim Bro swagger with sunglasses perched on his head, rifled through my coffee stash. "Single origin Peruvian? Damn, this guy's got taste." I clenched my jaw, watching them spread out like they owned the place. One woman, early 30s with a wine tumbler already in hand, started filming the living room, narrating like she was on HGTV. Another dude kicked off his boots, flopped onto my couch, and propped his feet on the coffee table. That's when I hit the hallway speaker. "You need to leave. Now. This is private property." The room went still. Linda looked up, confused, then laughed. "Oh, that's cute. What is this? Some AI concierge. Relax, we've got a booking. Confirmation R3927XK. She leaned toward the speaker. All business. Just tell us where the towels are. I muted her out, blood pressure climbing. They weren't just trespassing, they were settling in, helping themselves to my stuff, mocking my home. I took a breath and flipped on what I call ghost mode. Nothing crazy, just enough to rattle them. The baseboard lights glowed red. The overheads dimmed slowly, like the house was exhaling. Creaking floorboard sounds played from the attic reel recordings I'd saved from a storm. A low, howling wind hummed through the vents. Sunglasses guy froze, mid-sip. Y'all hear that? The wine tumbler woman giggled nervously. It's probably a themed thing, right? Like a spooky cabin vibe. Linda waved them off. It's rustic charm. I've stayed in weirder places. They kept going, oblivious. Linda flipped through one of my coding notebooks, muttering about nerd scribbles. Another guy grabbed a stout from the fridge, popped it open, and toasted to the best off-grid spot ever. That's when I'd had enough. I cut the power complete blackout, no warning. The silence hit like a brick. Then came the shouts. What the hell? Someone dropped a glass. I waited a beat, then triggered the garage siren, an old bear deterrent that screamed like a banshee. They yelped, scrambling in the dark. I spoke through every speaker, slow and cold. Unauthorized presence detected. Vacate now. You have 2 minutes. Panic set in. Wine tumbler woman Carrie, I'd learned, sobbed. This is some horror movie crap. Sunglasses guy, Mike, yanked at the back door, still unlocked, but I'd remotely bolted it. Linda, still playing Queen Bee, shouted, this is a glitch. I'm calling the company. Her phone was useless, no signal out here unless you've got my satellite uplink. I cranked up the mind games, soft breathing sounds through the vents, a whispered, you're not welcome, on loop. Then I projected a grainy video on the living room wall, old police raid footage from a consulting gig, looped to look like a live feed. They froze, staring at the shadows of cops storming a house. Carrie whimpered, are they here? Linda, voice cracking, insisted, it's fake. It's just a scare tactic. I leaned back, almost enjoying it. Almost. These people weren't just lost, they were entitled, treating my home like a playground. I dialed the sheriff's office on my satellite phone, voice steady. Ethan Caldwell, owner of 142 Pine Hollow. I've got 6 intruders who cut a chain, broke in, and ignored warnings. I've got video, GPS, the works. The dispatcher was all business. Deputies en route. Stay safe, don't engage. I hung up, eyes glued to the feeds. Linda was pacing, yelling into her dead phone. Mike tried smashing a window with a fire poker, but I pulsed the subwoofer behind him, a deep, bone-rattling thud. He dropped the poker, his face pale. This place is alive, man. The real show came when the deputies rolled in, silent, lights off, through a back gate I'd unlocked. I pinged the front lock, 3 times our signal. Inside, Linda was rifling through her bag, pulling out a crumpled Serenity Escapes printout with a fake host name, James Harper. The knock came 3 hard raps. Guilford County Sheriff's Office. Step outside, hands up. The room went dead quiet. Linda whispered, oh God. They shuffled out, hands raised, looking like kids caught sneaking into a movie. I stepped forward, ID and deed in hand, still in jeans and a flannel. Linda saw me and snapped, you're the creep with the lights. I met her glare. I live here. You don't. Deputy Rawls, a no-nonsense guy with a notepad, took my evidence CD-stamped videos of Linda cutting the chain, her crew raiding my fridge, ignoring my warnings. The chain clip hit hard. One guest, a quiet guy named Tom, groaned. I knew this was sketchy. Linda thrust her printout at Rawls. I have a confirmation. We paid for this. Rawls glanced at me. Know a James Harper? I shook my head, handing over county records. One owner me. No rentals, no LLCs. The truth unraveled fast. Linda had built Serenity Escapes, a fake rental site, using stock photos and drone footage swiped from Zillow. She'd charged each guest $600, pocketing it through a Stripe account tied to her LLC. The others, Carrie, Mike, Tom, and 2 women, Jess and Rachel, had no clue, thinking they'd scored an exclusive retreat. Carrie, near tears, turned on Linda. You sent me a Venmo link, said it was a group deal. You lied to us. Mike rubbed his temples. She had reviews, testimonials. I thought she was legit. Rawls cuffed Linda, reading her rights as she sputtered. I'm a curator, not a criminal. This was my business. Her voice echoed into the pines as they loaded her into the cruiser. The others were quiet, shell-shocked, gathering their bags like they'd woken from a bad dream. Rawls took their statements. Jess admitted. She said her cousin owned the place, that it was a soft launch. I feel so stupid. Tom just shook his head. I just wanted to see some damn stars. I pressed charges trespassing, vandalism, fraud. The DA later found 4 more fake listings on Linda's laptop, all real homes she'd scammed her way into. She got 2 years probation, restitution, and a ban on running any rental business in North Carolina. Her mugshot made the local news, along with a courtroom clip of her yelling, "This was my dream." I watched it once, then closed the tab. The others sent apologies. Tom even mailed a $50 Home Depot gift card. I bought a new chain, steel this time. The cabin's different now. I doubled the locks, upgraded the cams to thermal, and added a drone that sweeps the perimeter if anyone crosses the property line. There's a granite sign out front now, carved deep. Private property. No rentals. Trespassers get the show. Below it, smaller. Smile, you're on camera. I still come up twice a month, sit on the porch, let the quiet sink in. The woods don't care about Linda's ego or her fake empire. They just stand there, listening, waiting. It's a reminder, no matter how loud someone screams.